It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's, Wendy's, Wendy's.
Wendy, the freckled face of Wendy's, America's sweetheart. But beneath her sweet persona is another, more complex Wendy. The Wendy that for years has been carefully hidden from the public eye. Until now. In the next half hour, we will examine the life of Wendy, from her humble beginnings as a farmer's daughter to the young starlet that she has become. This is the stranger-than-fiction tale of a little ginger with an eye for danger. This is Wendy's story. The true Hollywood story. Wendy grew up on a small farm in Quinberry, Kentucky, where she tended to the land alongside her mother, her father, and her 6 brothers and sisters. But there was something about Wendy that set her apart from everyone else in her family. Before she could talk, Wendy expressed an interest in acting. When she was 6, she landed the part of Annie in the local production at the Quinberry Community Center.
Get to work! Strip them beds! I said get to work! It's medicine! Merry Christmas! I said Merry Christmas!
So, we packed our bags and moved to Los Angeles.
Doe-eyed and eager, Wendy and her family left their sharecropping days behind and headed off to fruitful California. But Wendy was finding it hard to land work in Hollywood, and having only agricultural qualifications, her family suffered financially.
You see, Wendy's parents had this idea that when they moved to California, they would find some land, plant some seeds, and they'd grow their own food to eat while they waited for Wendy to make it. But they had no idea that there are no farms in Hollywood, and they were very hungry. Wendy's parents depended on her to make money so that they could buy vegetables and fruits for the rest of the family. And that's a lot of pressure, especially for someone with so many freckles.
Wendy's parents took her from audition to audition, trying to land roles for their daughter. But Wendy was extremely picky and would decline work even when her family was starving.
Most people don't know this, but Wendy was originally chosen to play Lindsay Lohan's part in Disney's remake of The Parent Trap. But when she found out she'd be playing her character and her character's identical twin, she turned it down. She just didn't feel comfortable with that for some reason. I think it's because she was so afraid of twins.
Oh, Wendy's always been afraid of twins.
Yes, deathly afraid.
She's always been curious about Siamese twins especially. Terrified, but curious. She'll always ask questions like, how do Siamese twins get married, and how do Siamese twins go to the bathroom?
Well, little Wendy, depends on where they're attached.
That's my Wendy, always thinking of something in that little red head of hers.
As years went by, Wendy continued to struggle to find the right career-launching role as her family continued to struggle with hunger and poverty.
So she tones down children's movies because she thinks they're beneath her. She tones down adult movies because she thinks the topics are boring. She tones down teen films because she wants to be taken seriously in the industry. So I says to her, Wendy, that don't leave us a whole lot to work with. Suddenly she gets very, very quiet. I ask her what's wrong, and she just says to me, oh, I'm tired. So she asked me to go run down the street and get her a cup of coffee, which I do. When I get back, the door to her apartment is locked, and she wouldn't open the door even though both my cell phone and my wallet are inside. The next day, I'm faxed a letter of dismissal, and $500 worth of Talbot's merchandise is charged to my Visa.
Oh, Wendy loved her Talbots.
Yeah, definitely.
It was only when Wendy looked outside of film and into television that she found her niche. The fast food chain, Wendy's, was holding auditions for a sweet little girl to be their spokesman. Wendy liked the restaurant because she liked the name Wendy. She tried out for the part and got it.
Fame came so suddenly to Wendy after she got into those commercials. Literally, one day, no one knew who she was, and the next day she was walking down the street and was pummeled on the sidewalk by a group of fans. It was those commercials. They're what made her a household name. They're what made her a star.
And she covered every demographic, from young to old, boys to girls, and everything in between.
Would I say she was an it girl? Definitely. And for a while she was the only it girl that mattered.
And it was only a matter of time before Hollywood's newest it girl became Hollywood's hottest bad girl.
She was boozing, cruising, clubbing, dropping albums, making sex tapes.
Hey, babe.
Stop.
You look so sexy. Look at
Ew.
you. Ooh, shake it. Yeah. Let's have fun
Stop
tonight.
it.
Oh, come on. Let's do it.
She was living life.
But Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers and philanthropist, felt that Wendy's new party girl persona tainted the franchise's image.
Dave was not happy with Wendy parading around the LA club scene. And I mean, he was right. She was really out of control. He tried to tell Wendy to tone it down, maybe wear some underwear every once in a while. But she would just bite him. Then she'd bite all of us.
Wendy never liked Dave. She didn't like how people thought he was a father, because then it made it seem like she didn't make it on her own. But I just think she didn't like old people.
What was really going on was that Dave Thomas stifled Wendy's creative development. Wendy wanted more freedom to explore her character, to give Wendy a darker edge. She wanted to wear her hair loose, to have a broader range of emotions instead of just happy and hungry. She wanted to give Wendy more depth, but Dave wanted her to stay the same innocent girl she was when they first started making the commercials. And she was a butterfly, trapped in a cocoon.
On January 8th of 2002, Dave Thomas died at his home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Shortly after, Wendy sunk into a deep depression. She self-medicated with Vicodin and crack cocaine.
Wendy is a profoundly sensitive young woman. And Dave Thomas's death really took a toll on her emotionally.
Wendy wasn't depressed. She was just using depression as an excuse to do drugs.
Oh, Wendy loved her drugs.
Yeah, definitely.
It was so sad. It came to the point where she wasn't picky anymore. She just did anything.
Wendy became angry, violent, and out of control. In 2003, after a long night of partying, Wendy came home and punched her pregnant teenage sister, Rose of Sharon, in the stomach. Her baby was born stillborn.
When people achieve a spectacular amount of success at a very young age, they don't develop like normal people, and they cannot live effectively in the world without constant psychiatric supervision.
She killed my baby!
It was only a matter of time before Wendy's uncontrollable emotions were showcased on the internet, when behind-the-scenes footage of a recent Wendy's commercial were posted on YouTube.
Okay. What's wrong?
This is strawberry.
Yeah?
I want a vanilla! I'm having a tough time.
Maybe we should just try it one more time.
I don't think I'm doing a good job.
You're doing a fine job.
It's not good enough, though.
Wendy,
I don't even like this commercial.
do you want to go back to the loony bin?
I'm the face of a generation.
You're the face of the generation. Wendy. Okay, get up. Come on.
No.
Wendy.
No.
Security.
No.
Security, come on.
No. No.
Security.
No. No. I'm the face of a generation!